Hello and welcome to Toastmasters Beta Bay, the District 4 monthly television show all about Toastmasters from San Francisco to Fremont, from San Francisco to Monterey, pardon me. I'm Craig Harrison, and when I'm not in Fremont, I'm active in District 4. I'm a 22-year Toastmaster, a DTM, and a past district governor, and it's my pleasure to be your host tonight. Well, today I'm a little nervous. What can I say? You know, Toastmasters is all about getting those nervous butterflies to fly in formation. We're always self-improving. That's what it's all about. And just like a typical meeting, we've got a typical show for you tonight. We've got a couple of prepared speeches. We've got some evaluations. We've got a video segment for you, a special treat backed by popular demand. And we've even got a live audience, just like a regular club. Let's hear that audience. Prove that you're there. Fantastic. Well, I'd like at this time to introduce our first speaker of the evening. He is a 3-year member of Toastmasters, and he's currently the club president of SAP Toastmasters. His speech is entitled Perseverance. Please welcome Chris Clay.
Thank you, Craig. Many years ago, I was at my oldest son's baseball game. It was an unbelievably exciting baseball game. Lead change went back and forth and back and forth. And the game came down to my son as the final batter for his team, the last player on his team to give his team the opportunity to win the game. I think to myself, he's always been a great player, always delivers in the clutch. This is a done deal. The first pitch comes, he lines up, and he swings, and he misses. Second pitch comes, lines up, swings, and he misses again. I'm thinking, oh, no problem. He's always been a great hitter. He's always delivered in the clutch. Sure enough, the third pitch comes. It's right where he likes it. He swings, and he misses. He was completely devastated. The game was over. His team had lost. I walked down to the field after the game to talk to him, to console him, and he was just sobbing. I let my team down. I can't believe I didn't come through in the clutch. I told him, it's okay. You're a great player. Great players always bounce back. I'm sure that the next game will be complete opposite. You'll be back to your normal self. Your team will win. The next game comes, and he has a terrible game. The game after that, terrible game. Game after that, terrible game. I'm thinking to myself, oh no, he's got so many other things that he could be doing, so many other hobbies, so many friends he'd like to be spending time with. I hope he doesn't give up and quit baseball. Sure enough, he comes to me one day, and he doesn't say he wants to quit. He says, Dad, I've really been struggling with baseball, and I want to do whatever it takes to get better. I want to improve. So we go out, and we practice every single day. Every evening after school, we're out there practicing. We hire a hitting coach for him to work on his hitting. Everything we need to do to get him better. Next game comes along, terrible game. Game after that, terrible game. As luck would have it, a game comes around that goes just like the very first game that I described in the story. Back and forth game comes down to him as being the last hitter with an opportunity for his team to win the game. Thinking to myself, oh no, here we go again. Sure enough, the first pitch comes. He lines up, swings, and he misses. Second pitch comes. He swings, and he misses again. At this point, I've got the Kleenex ready. I've got the post-game consolation speech all memorized. I'm ready to deliver. The next pitch comes. He swings, crack, going, gone. Home run. He's circling the bases as you do after you hit a home run in baseball, smiling. His team comes out to greet him at the plate. They're all in celebration, yelling and cheering. I'm yelling and cheering. I'm crying too, but tears of joy, not tears of sadness. And in the middle of all this, the coach stops everybody. He says, now that is the definition of perseverance. And I thought to myself, that really is the definition of perseverance. Here's a teenager where, as a teenager, things are very dramatic. This is a life-altering scenario for him as a teenager. But he didn't quit. He stuck with it, and he stuck with it, and he stuck with it, and he did what he had to do to make himself better, and he went on to have an absolutely fabulous season. Fast forward a few weeks after that. I've got a business opportunity that comes my way. And I'm thinking to myself, probably a lot of other people are going to pursue this. It's going to take a lot of time. I really don't feel like pursuing this. Why bother? And then I stopped myself and I said, wait a second. I just witnessed a 12-year-old go through something that is life-altering for a 12-year-old, and he fought through it. And he did what he had to do to make it work. So with that in mind, I pursued this opportunity. And it went great. It went great. Follow along another scenario. I had a terrible knee injury that prevented me from doing my favorite thing, which is bicycle racing. And no matter how hard I tried, I could never get back to the level of competitiveness, to the level of fitness that it took to be an effective bicycle racer. I thought to myself, it's too hard. My knee hurts every time I ride. Why bother? But then again, I went back to the story, the example that my 12-year-old son set for me. I said, you know what? I'm going to fight through this. And sure enough, a while after putting in many, many miles of training, many, many months of hard work, I'm back racing the very last race of the season that I was in. It's a mad dash to the finish line. There's 4 people in front of me, sprinting and sprinting and sprinting. 3 people in front of me, sprinting and sprinting and sprinting. 2 people in front of me, and sprinting and sprinting and sprinting. 1 person in front of me, and sprinting and sprinting and sprinting. No person in front of me, finish line, won the race. From that point on, I thought to myself, whenever I'm in a situation that I may not necessarily want to pursue, whenever I have an opportunity, whenever I have a challenge that I may not necessarily want to pursue, I'm going to think back to the example of my son and how he persevered through the challenge that he had, how he did what he had to do to accomplish what he wanted to accomplish. And whenever I feel like I should just say, why bother? Instead of saying, why bother, I'm going to say, why not? Mr. Toastmaster?
Congratulations.
All right, thank you.
Chris, what a great metaphor for life, and so many parallels with the Toastmasters experience. Wouldn't you agree?
I would absolutely agree. Every Toastmaster meeting is a different adventure, and some are great, some aren't so great. As far as the speeches that I deliver, and we all experience the same thing. But the key is to persevere.
It really is. Well, congratulations. Now let's hear from your evaluator on what you did well and some ways that you may improve in your next presentation. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
And now let's invite up Chris's evaluator, Maik, Pietsch, to share some thoughts on this presentation, Perseverance. Maik?
Thank you, Greg. And thank you, Chris, for that very, very encouraging story. That was a speech of your entertaining speaker series, and your speech number 4 was the dramatic talk. And I think that was a very, very well done talk, very well prepared. And I want to share with you 3 points that I really liked, and 1 point where I think you could maybe add to bring it to the next level. First of all, I think the choice of your topic was fantastic. We all can relate to that. We all went personally through those struggles, or we saw somebody going through those struggles. You taking your son as an example, I think was just great. Again, something we can relate to. The second thing is you created images in our heads, which made it really easy to follow you. When you stand there right in the beginning and you said, and then he was swinging and whoosh, the first one he didn't hit. And you kept going, And I think those were the pictures that we need in order to really understand how you felt and how your son felt. Another thing that I think that was fantastic was that you took your son's lessons and you projected it onto your own life. You just didn't stop there. You took it on and you said, you know what, I, as a grown man, as a father, I go through the same struggles as my 12-year-old son, and you took examples which were, again, something we can identify with. So I think those are great examples, great choice of topic, and great creation of images. One thing I think you could have done in order to maybe even create more drama or more of a dramatic scene would be to be a little bit more dramatic when you say your son, for example, ran and he got the home run. I think you should have been like, he ran and he got that home run, he ran around and he won, and I saw the excitement in him. I want to see more of excitement in your father's eyes. Yeah, so I want to see that. I think you could have done that maybe a little bit more. Nonetheless, I think it was a very well done speech. I really enjoyed it, and thank you very much for sharing that lesson with us.
Thank you, Mike. What a great topic and what a great lead in to our video this month. You know, perseverance is so important in Toastmasters, in baseball, in racing, in work. And this next video is going to show you the importance of not taking the easy way out, not using the escalator, using the stairs. Please welcome this video by Rory Vaden, a past finalist in our World Championship of Public Speaking. Enjoy it and see what you learn.
It's sort of deja vu for me to be back here because a couple years ago, this was like the very first district conference that I ever spoke at after going to the World Championship of Public Speaking, and life has been crazy in an awesome way ever since then. And in 2007, out of 25,000 contestants from over 20 countries, I was the 2007 Toastmasters International World Champion of Public Speaking, first runner-up. The youngest person in the history of Toastmasters to make it to the World Championship twice. I went back-to-back, once when I was 23 in 2006 and once when I was 24 in 2007. I knew at a fairly young age that I wanted to be a professional speaker and an author. And it's like, who's going to listen to a 20-something-year-old about success and self-discipline? And so when I learned about the World Championship of Public Speaking, to me, I thought, wow, what a great avenue or vehicle that if I could win the World Championship of Public Speaking, that people would maybe take note of that. And now, since that time, I leveraged that experience and started a company called Southwestern Consulting. And most people know us because we're the ones who do the huge motivational sales training conferences. People go, wow, he's so young. And I am young in age time, but I'm very, very old in stage time. From October 27th, 2005, which was the day that I decided to pursue the World Championship, and August of 2007, when I came in second, I spoke 304 times for free. And through that process, not only did I become a better speaker, but I became a better student of speaking, because I recorded every single presentation and watched every single presentation and I was becoming my own best coach. And the good news about that is that everybody has a chance. There's a hope for everybody. But the bad news, or the realistic news, is that you have to work at it. You have a choice between every day taking the stairs and taking the escalator, and most people choose the escalator. We choose the convenient way, the easy way. We look for the shortcut. All successful people take the stairs. They do the things that they know they should do even when they don't feel like doing it. They do the things that other people aren't willing to do. And so that's where Take the Stairs came from. And so I said, I'm going to take the stairs more often. I'm going to make a commitment to take the stairs as a physical reminder that I am a person that's willing to do things that other people aren't willing to do. The thing that we have screwed up in our escalator society and that media tells us is that there's a shortcut, there's a magic pill, there's a secret formula, and that's just not the truth. The truth is that we have to do the things that we don't want to do. We have to pay a price. We have to work hard, we have to be disciplined, we have to take the stairs.
What a great reminder about the importance of perseverance and how hard work really does precede success. It's only in the dictionary that success comes before the word work. Well, all right. Pivoting now from the art of speaking to speaking about art, I'm excited to introduce your second speaker for today. Now, Connie Dimmit is giving a presentation from the Competent Communication Manual on getting comfortable with visual aids. It's number 8 in the basic manual. She is a longtime docent of the San Jose Museum of Art, and recently she has become interested in the art form known as Surrealism. Now, she's going to present 3 different pictures for us that represent art that is better than realism. Why, you ask? Because it claims all of our senses, not just the visual. I give you Connie Dimmit, and she is giving us art that makes you smile, art that makes you think, and certainly art that makes you hungry. Smile, think, eat. Connie Dimmit.
Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Toastmaster, honored guests, 2 things always get my attention right away: art and food. And today I want to take you to a new place, a new kind of art I recently discovered, where food is art and art is food. It's called Surrealism. And to give you an example of the kind of art I'm talking about, here it is. This is a photograph of a sculpture that's 5 feet tall, and it's in the permanent art collection at San Jose Museum of Art. When the museum bought this piece, they paid a ton of money for it. And my first question was, why? I didn't get it at all. It just didn't do a thing for me. But I looked into it some more, and the artist Robert Shaw, who is a professor of art at UC Berkeley, decided to create a kind of art to make us smile. And he deliberately named this piece Little French Girl. Now, if you know anything about art, there's some marvelous sculptures called Little French Girl, which bring tears to your eyes. They're so exquisite. So when he decided to create this parody using hot dogs, hamburgers, a pumpkin head, I was shocked that he chose this method to present Little French Girl. And the only thing French about it is a slice of brie cheese one leg is standing on. But you know what? We show this to children, and 3rd grade children absolutely get it. One little girl said the minute she saw it, well, that's what we would look like if the food we ate showed on our outside. So this is definitely art that makes you smile. Now, the next piece I want to share with you is by Belgian artist René Magritte. This piece has been around for about 50 years, and I know you've probably all seen it. I had seen it many times. It never really registered, but lately it has, because there's something about it that you just can't get away from. The artist calls this piece Son of Man. And he said he created it to show an example of the human condition. So somehow, in taking this almost self-portrait of the artist with this very rigid posture and a serious tax-paying type man with a Charlie Chaplin bowler hat and the red tie, and then putting an apple in front of it, just kind of resonates. And the artist said, don't analyze, don't pontificate, don't verbalize, just see it. Just look and see and think. René Magritte, which I think is probably the genius in surrealism. So simple and yet so big. Now this piece is done by a man I call the godfather of surrealism. It was created over 500 years ago. He was born in Milan, Italy, and was a good enough artist to be a protege of the great Leonardo da Vinci. He ended up becoming a court painter for the Habsburg dynasty in Vienna. He painted endless portraits of royalty and their followers. And somewhere along the way, in his 25 years of being the court painter, they said, oh, by the way, Giuseppe, we're having a huge banquet and we could use a little help in the kitchen. So he goes into the kitchen and his artist eyes went crazy with nature's bounty. So I'm sure he just couldn't help himself. The next thing he knew, he was creating another portrait of King Rudolph. But it's not really a portrait using the traditional methods of oil paints. He created a collage using all the fruits and vegetables and various things he found in the kitchen at that time and brought it out at the banquet. Well, fortunately, King Rudolph had a very good sense of humor, and he just loved it and was overcome with emotion that he could do something that clever. So he went on to create many more of these types of things, the collage with all the vegetables and fruits in nature. And then his art fell into obscurity for about 400 years. Nobody knew about it. And it resurfaced somehow. And that's why we call him the godfather of surrealism. And he did it long before the word had even been invented. And you can see what an influence he's had on contemporary artists Robert Shaw and Rene Magritte. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Surrealism, the art that makes you smile, the art that makes you think, and the art that makes you hungry.
Connie, it was fantastic. You made me think, you made me feel, and yes, you made me hungry.
Good.
I have to ask, did you deliver this on an empty stomach?
No, never.
Well, all kidding aside, do you have a favorite of all your surrealist artists?
Oh, it has to be
why?
Magritte. Magritte is really able to do things that no one else has done. And he was a well-trained artist. He was such a good artist, he actually painted fake Picassos at World War II to survive. You know, he was a Belgian, he was in an occupied country. Fascinating man. And he went to Paris and studied art and ended up hating all the traditional art and hating the French. I'm sorry to say, he didn't like their ideas. He didn't hate them personally. But he's the one I think is really right up there.
Well, I'm really excited to hear what your official evaluator has to say, but in the meantime, congratulations again. I loved your passion, your choice of pieces, and the content as well.
Thank you.
All right. Well, let's welcome Rishi Nakra, her official evaluator, to tell us more about this presentation and the objectives. Rishi.
Thanks, Betty. Connie, congratulations on accomplishing your goal of being comfortable with visual aids. Now, the visual aids you chose on surreal art is very compelling. And however, in your presentation, you demonstrated what a good speech with visual aids should be like. I say this because it's the art. It's very compelling, it's provocative, and now you have this art that's competing for your attention, for the attention of the audience. But you were able to show that the presentation is still about you. It's still you're the presentation, and the art is just an aid. And to be able to do that, you showed good vocal variety, great use of pauses, and I love the part when you acted like that bratty third grader and started and change your voice to act like that young girl. It was just a very good part of the speech. You're also able to, in your presentation, I also saw you were able to understand your audience by speaking from the point of view of our audience. For example, I look at the art and I don't get it. And you're able to, in a way, use those words and kind of sympathize with me, but however, use the right words to let us see your point of view. So congratulations on your presentation. I really enjoyed it a lot. And then again, it was about you. The art is the aid, regardless how visually compelling they are. Thank you.
Thank you, Rishi. Well, there you have it. A typical Toastmasters meeting. We had some prepared speeches, some evaluations, a little bit of fun and whimsy, always thought-provoking, always exciting, and really, that's what happens. That's the magic that you get in each of our clubs, whether they meet morning, noon, or night. That is the Toastmasters experience. We're all expressing our excellence. We're all coaching each other. We're all dedicated to self-improvement. We come here voluntarily, and we learn from each other, we support each other, and we have fun doing it. It's true, we applaud a lot. You've probably seen that bumper sticker, Toastmasters do it until they hear applause. If you're interested in learning more about District 4 Toastmasters, the website you'll want to surf is d4tm.org. Also, the parent site, toastmasters.org, will help you find clubs around the world. I've visited them around the world, and I'm excited to visit some more later this year. I think wherever you choose to visit, you'll be welcomed, you'll be supported, there's no pressure to speak, you're going to love it. So with that, just a reminder that we are Toastmasters Beta Bay, and if I get it right, we're from San Francisco to Monterey and all points in between. Let's give a hand to our studio audience. I'll applaud for them. And we look forward to seeing you back here, same channel, same time next month. It's a wrap. Go out and express yourselves. Where's my love? Where's my love?